of tools that we can use in Photoshop to both draw and create shapes. In this video, I'd like to show you how to use some of those tools. And we're going to do that by starting off and creating a new blank document. So I'm going to go to the File menu, and I'm going to choose New. From the Preset drop-down menu at the top of the window, I'm going to choose Default Photoshop Size. And we're going to change the width to 10 and the height to 10 as well. I'm going to set the resolution to 300, and I'll leave the color mode set to RGB color. Let's go ahead and click OK. Now this has created a new blank document that we can work with. So I'm going to start by grabbing the rectangle tool. And the rectangle tool's job, as you might expect, is to draw shapes. Now, up here at the top in the options bar, I want to point out that we can choose to draw a shape, a path, or pixels. So whichever you prefer. A shape is basically going to create a vector-based shape that's filled with a color. A path is only going to create the vector components, and pixels is just going to be a shape filled with pixels. So I'm going to leave this set to shape, and I'm going to go ahead and click and drag using my rectangle tool. So I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag, and it'll create whatever rectangle shape that I want. If I want a perfect rectangle, I'm just going to hold down the Shift key before I release the mouse button. That's going to create a perfect rectangle. Now to change the color, I can come over here to the shape layer, double click on the thumbnail, and I can choose a different color, such as a green that I might want to use here. Now, if I click and hold on the rectangle tool, I can also choose the rounded rectangle tool. Now, before you draw with this tool, you need to change the radius up here at the top. So I'm going to change the radius to 20 and press Enter. And now when I click and drag, once again, I'm going to hold down the Shift key to make a perfect shape. It'll create a shape with rounded corners, as you can see here. Now, what I can also do, if I click and hold on this tool, I can choose Ellipse, and that'll create an oval. So if I click and drag with this tool, I can create whatever oval I want. But if I hold down the Shift key before I let go of the mouse button, I can create a perfect circle. Now I'm going to go ahead and click and hold once again, choose the Polygon tool, and I'm going to make sure that I have the number of sides set to 5. So if I click and drag with this tool, it will once again create a basic polygon here. And if I come up here and change the number of sides to 20 and press Enter, I can click and drag and it'll create a 20-sided polygon. So that's almost a perfect circle, but if I zoom in, you should be able to see the individual sides on that shape. I'm going to press Ctrl-0 to zoom back out here. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you how we can create a custom shape. So if I click and hold on this, I'm going to choose the Custom Shape tool. And when you choose this tool, you need to come up here into your options bar and click on this shape picker. Now we can open this up a little bit. You can see all the different shapes that we have to choose from. But we don't have to use these shapes. We can click on this options menu, and I'm going to go down to Grime Vector Pack. And it asks me if I want to replace these or if I want to append or add to them. So I'm going to go ahead and append these. And I'm going to choose one of these Grime Vector shapes down here at the bottom. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag to create, a shape using this Grime Vector shape, which is pretty cool. Maybe I'll change the color by double clicking on the thumbnail. I'll choose a nice red color. Go ahead and click OK. And now we have that shape created. We can use the Move tool to move this around as well.